right, so before we get into today's video, I want to go ahead. We've got a drawing to do, okay? Thank you all for participating, that did participate, that dropped me a comment in Instagram or in YouTube. And well, now it's time to do that drawing. Now, before we get started, I do want to say, if you put a message in YouTube and Instagram, I just add an entry for everything. So I realized later on, after I started getting comments, some people may only have YouTube. That's cool with me. And didn't have Instagram. Once again, cool with me. So I did get your entry in regardless of what platform you put the entry on or the comment into. So I put everybody that made some sort of comment or had some sort of attempt to say, hey, yes, we watched that video. So let's get into, well, the spinning. All right, well, it looks like at Doc M1, I'm not really sure how to say the whole name, but it says Kenny and Tina Baker. Congratulations on winning the hat, the t-shirt, some stickers, and that koozie. So get in touch with me somehow through Instagram or through YouTube, and we'll figure out the details. Once again, thanks a lot for everybody that participated, and well, let's get into the video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been following along, you know last week we made a lot of progress on this custom chassis for the 57 Divco. And today, well, we've got to get some airbags installed. We got to get some shocks mounted up there. I've got to box in a certain portion of the frame, kind of where the bridge is and the notch is. They're both the same thing, but where that notch is. And hopefully by the end of this video, we'll have we also got to put the fronts on. We got to put some bag brackets, lower bag brackets, and upper bag brackets on the front. So hopefully by the end of this video, we'll have everything kind of sanded down. Frames ready, prepped, finished, and ready for paint. So stick around. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Congratulations to the giveaway winner. It seems like giving stuff away really draws a big crowd. So there was a lot of entries into it. And well, if you guys like this stuff, drop that in the comments as well. Maybe I'll do one every, I don't know, a few months or so. I don't mind giving stuff away to show my gratitude for you guys' support and following. So anyways, what we're going to do first is we're going to need to box this frame in, okay? Right here. I went ahead and attached my custom, frame alignment strap there. What was happening as I started finishing up this bridge here, because I hadn't really supported that section yet, it was starting to heat up and kind of want to just kind of rotate itself because it's just C-channel right there. So what I want to do is go ahead and box that in, and I want to show you kind of how I box these in, or how I get it kind of cut on the table, and what I do for measuring things, because, well, this frame isn't straight right there. Meaning it kind of, let's see if we can, yeah, it goes in, curves down, and the bottom tucks around. So it's got to have like this sweeping motion to this 1/4-inch plate. And well, it's not as easy as it may look. So let me show you how I would accomplish, or how I'm going to accomplish it. And let's get that boxed in. We'll go ahead and get some shock mounts made and get the upper plates and bottom plates made for the rear suspension. All right, I went ahead and took some cardboard paper or poster board, put it over there on the frame, kind of took my hand and rubbed it around there. It kind of gives you a nice edge, cut it out. And well, now I have to try to figure out how to get this over to the table, because I don't have any type of trace option with this table to where I can just kind of trace this out and it kind of starts cutting on the table. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and kind of make a grid for this, kind of like you're plotting points on an XY axis or grid, basically. And we'll transfer those numbers into the computer, and then the computer should spit out that right there. All right, I'm basically just going to take, and every 3 inches make a mark on here. 3 inches seems to work pretty well. There you go. Get that nice and square, make a reference line over here. There you go. Every 3 inches, there's 3, 6, 9, 12. What's 12 plus 3? 15 and 18. All right, basically I've got a 90 here. There's my 3 inch, every 3 inches is a mark. Now sometimes the ends may not fall exactly on 3 inches, so that's why I just from the top down, that's what is that, 17 and 11/16. Same here. It looks like 14 1/4. And then everywhere this piece of paper runs into my plot point, just make a measurement. Now we'll transfer all these numbers over to the computer, and then we'll basically just make an arc line that connects everything, and we should have a nice piece of material to box it in. All right, I went ahead and plotted all these points, basically all the measurements from here. The ones on the right-hand side are over here. One on the left-hand side, well, they're on the left-hand side. So we go ahead and basically just spline all these together. And there you go. Now we got a nice curved piece for our box plate. Now, something I like doing is basically zooming in basically to what that rough size, actual size is going to be, and make sure it's somewhat close, which looks like we're about spot on there, to my template before I go wasting the metal over here on the table. So we're good there. Let's go ahead, get it cut out. All right, the frame is boxed where I needed it. It took a whole bunch of heat to kind of get that thing to start contouring with the bottom of the frame and taper in and twist and do, you know, all of its good stuff. So I went ahead and took the, custom frame strap alignment tool off of the post and off of here. And she is holding together nice and tight. All right, so now it's time to move on to the rear upper brackets. And I'm gonna go ahead and install some shocks. I think the idea on the shocks is going to be frame to bottom or lower link bar, 4-link bar arm. Let me just show you where. So I'm going to put the shock here. It should sit parallel down to, or even with the frame here. And then on the bottom of that 2-inch round tube, 2-inch round 4-link tube. Okay. So here is the thought. I got me basically it's just a cheapy old shock. I go online, I find the compression and the rebound I need specific to the, pretty much the project I'm working on. Find and buy the cheapest one I can for mock-up because, I don't care if this gets heated up, beat up, and whatever else. So, got some upper tabs here. We'll slide them on there. I've got the lower tabs that are going to go on the 4-link bar. The diameter of these are a little bit wider than the bar themselves because they're not going to be sitting perfectly parallel to each other or on the bar. They're going to be actually twisted and off to the side. So I need that wiggle room inside of here to get them going. All right, so while I'm over here putting in the shocks, I'm also going to put the bag mount, the upper rear bag mount, right there. I'll cut a plate that goes this way, angles that way, goes up and comes around. I went ahead and made the lower bag brackets kind of off camera. They just kind of go over the axle, swoop down like a figure S, and then kind of have a kick plate on the bottom for them to, for the lower bags to rest on. That's the best option I could come up with as far as all the room back here. There's no room back here. Put anything forward anymore. Well, I've lost all the space there with the shocks, the 4 links, and everything else that's going to go up there with the drive shaft and in the rear. Well, I've got about, I think I got about 18 inches by 2 feet. Yep, not a lot of room at all. So got to just keep coming up with different ideas to make these bags work. So let's go get the plate in and the shocks mounted. All right, so the back is completely done. I've got both shocks mounted on both sides. Got the upper plates installed. Bags are in between them. I've got a support going across the notch. What else did we do? What else? We finished putting the axle brackets in. We're boxing the frame there and there, over here, over there. So yeah, mine is kind of cleaning up the welds and kind of getting the underbody welded as well. I'm gonna flip the frame over to do that. We can go ahead and move on to the front. Now, the front of this chassis and the back is off of a Chevy P30. Okay, the P30s are a cabin chassis setup. That is a narrowed rear end. It's not even really a narrowed rear end. It's just the hubs are narrower than the dually setups, okay? They are still dual wheels. However, the hubs are a little bit different. Basically, it keeps them wheels front and back in line under the body. Think of like a UPS truck where you don't have them big hips on the fenders. Anyways, I went ahead and just got on new upper and lower control arms. These are heavy duty versions of them. They have a non-heavy duty and well, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's just know I got new stuff. Okay, that way I can keep the other ones there kind of for mock-up reasons. Also, I've got a dropped spindle that will go on there as well. Now, before I can get the bag set in here, I've got to take a couple things and change on here. The bump stop brackets here on them, I need to go ahead and torch those out on both sides on the lowers. And then I've got to get a plate. This is the upper, but I'll have to get a lower one. And that's going to have to get welded in there for this bag to set on. Because right now, it doesn't clear. And I'm actually going to take out around it a little bit more just so it sits further down inside the lower control arm. Because, well, the lower the better. Okay, the lower it sits inside there, the lower my frame sets. So, I got all kinds of glasses on. Anyways, I'm going to go and torch those out, get those plates welded in there, and maybe start putting it on the front. Yeah. It's all torched out and we got the plate put in, welded nice and solid. And then we'll use the center hole for the air ride or air bags because, well, trying to get those two outside holes is a pain in the butt trying to get some hardware up underneath of there. So I'm going to go ahead and get these mounted on there and then get this set over here. I already got the upper one installed on this side, drop the lower one in, and then set it to fully aired out. And figure out where I got to get the bracket, the upper bag bracket, since this is the lower bag bracket on the front, and figure out where the upper one is. Then I should be able to get it all together. You just saw we got the engine out. That's so I can go ahead and finish welding up all the engine mounts, get everything kind of cleaned up on the front. And once these upper and lower control arms are all mocked in, and we got bags on there and they're set where they need to be, time to blow it all back apart. Dang, look, first time cutting. That's a whole lot straighter than I'd have been.
I'm so talented.
Dang. Like, no joking, that was her first time ever touching a plasma cutter. So I might have to have her come and build this stuff and I just cook dinner or something. I don't know.
Deal.
All right, I am happy to say all the major fab work on this Divco frame, we're done, okay? Went ahead and got all the front installed. We got the bag brackets installed. We got most of the welds where we want them to be. We've got everything moving the way it's supposed to be. Nothing seems to be binding. It's going up and down through its travels. And well, as of right now, everything is going according to plan. We had to, hire a little help with my wife to get the old transmission crossmember out. We got the new one put in. I still need to figure out some sort of way to get that removable in case I have any type of transmission problems and I got to get that transmission out. On the back, if you didn't watch the previous videos, we had to narrow this frame 6 inches. We took 12 inches out of the axle, went ahead and did a triangulated 4-link on it. We did a rear under axle bag setup as well. No need for any type of Watts link or any type of panhard bar because, well, triangulated. She ain't going nowhere. All in all, I'm very happy with the way this came out. I'm just excited to see it under this body. So next week, we're going to be getting this thing blasted. We're going to be getting it sanded down. We're getting all the welds cleaned up, and we're going to be getting it painted. So come back, and you're going to see this frame all in one color. I'm not going to tell you the colors just yet, but you're going to have to stick around. Not really stick around. You have to come back and watch it. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for sticking around. Congratulations to the winner on the drawing. If you guys like those sorts of things, drop a comment in there. Maybe I'll do some more. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thanks a lot. Hit that like, hit that dislike, drop a comment. We'll see you next time. There and nope, not gonna do that. Great amount of progress. Pole itself, the round tube itself didn't at the time I said it, but I did as I started getting messages. Was a bit, sort of ish. Anyways, got all kinds of glasses on. My bad.